So I started riding when I was 3 years old, and then when I was 8, I started at a new barn, and I was learning my 2-point position, and then we started working on trotting, and I had a strap to hold on to, and then I rode a horse Cupcake, and then that was trotting by myself and cantering. And then I did my first jump, and then my first time cantering a jump, and then I rode Felix, and I had a really bad confidence knock, but then I fell in love with Meatball and Pixie Sticks. I rode for a little, and then Amara, and I was still pretty in love with gymnastics and Star Stable. So gymnastics was my main thing, and then I had the confidence to get back on Felix, and then we started the cantering courses, which was usually like 18-inch to 2 foot. And then my first show, and then my first time riding Celine. And that oxer was huge at the time, which was really cute, but she had to run out, which she did a lot. And then this ride was super bad. I had a really bad fall, and then this ride was obviously, and then I thought that was absolutely humongous. It was 2 foot, and then I had a bareback lesson, and I fell off, and then that knocked, and just my EQ was quite horrific back then. And then this was like my first time really jumping a course outside, which I was super happy about. That had to have been like 2-3. And then one of my shows, and then I'm like, no, I'm done riding Celine. Because she did a little bad behave, but then I rode Elliot, and then I had to go away for a movie for the whole summer, so I rode up there, which helped me. And then when I got back, I rode Dory, which I almost had a bad fall off of. And then Celine again, because I really loved her and I wanted to ride her, but then I didn't like her again, so then you just saw that post. And then I started getting more confident on her and doing some like more 2-3 consistently ish, 2 foot to 2-3. Then in October of 2022, I bought Celine. So that was a ride from our lease, and then that was a ride that I did on my own, and she was really good. And then this was another lesson, which she was super fast about. And then I started going up and down like hills and doing like hill work, and then that was quite bad. And then this time I got thrown into the electric fence, so yeah. And then that was my first time tackless, and then I got the very bright idea to do some fake barrel racing. Which was, she was sort of pretty good at it, but you know. And then this was my absolute worst show of all time. It was really funny. Like, I literally don't know what happened. I mean, look at this. My hands are all over the place. I'm pulling on the mouth, like, she's all unfocused. And yeah, she ran out. I remember being so upset, and then she just kept bolting and throwing flying changes whenever, because I realized she does that when she's unfocused. Just throw flying changes, and then I got really upset. But then, after the show, I started improving a lot, and then I started jumping 2.6 at, like, sometimes. Then in March of 2023, I bought Celine, and we had our first cross-country school, which this is when I fell in love with eventing, and then I started riding Kingsley some. And then this is her getting Magna Waves, because she got Magna Waved a lot. And then this was my last ride at that barn, and my first ride at my new barn. I had a dressage show, and I got 2nd and 3rd, which was awesome, because it was our first dressage show, too. And then this was my first 3-3. And then I started jumping, like, really high for a while, which I regret now. But then that was my first away show. dressage, and it was pouring. And then I had a really good cross-country school. And then this is one of my favorite memories, photo shoot day, and it was absolutely awesome. And then this was Beanie's birthday. We did really good. We jumped like this 2.9-ish oxer, which was awesome. And then I had a really bad confidence knock this day. And then I had a super good cross-country school, started to gain my confidence back. This was one of my best cross-country schools. And yeah, I started gaining my confidence back. And looking back now, my EQ was kind of not the best thing ever. But then I took off jumping for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then I had my first jump back, and she was awesome. And yes, I'm still riding Kingsley in this picture. And then I had another really bad confidence knock, which I'm not jumping for a while, and getting back to the swing of things was hard. And then I had an awesome ride on Celine, Halloween ride. And then this was my, I thought last ride on Kingsley. So summer going into fall, Celine colicked super bad. She got impaction colic, which was absolutely terrible and very scary. She was just eating too much and not drinking enough, so she colicked. And then in November, we moved Celine to a different barn, which we really liked it there. Sorry. And we had some really good rides there, and then I rode this horse, Pint, and I started just focusing on my position, which it still wasn't the best. I tended to, pull back from my EQ a lot, kind of right there, and it was just But then this was my first cross-country school there, and then Celine got really bad, so we thought we were going to have to sell her, and yeah, it was a lot, but she got better, so. And we realized it was just her settling in. And then in December of 2023, we moved barns, and I'm not going too into detail to this barn, but I rode her tackless for the first time, and she was really playful. No, it was not pain bucks, and then these are just some moments from that barn. And here she got really bad, really bad, and we literally were about to give her back and trade her for another horse, which got really that bad to the point that she was just too dangerous. So I went back to the basics, groundwork, of course, and to trade I had the option of Kingsley, or I had the option of a young green horse, Blue. But I really decided in this clip, I really decided that I wanted to keep her and just spend however long it took working with her. So this was one of my last rides at that barn. I'm not going to go into detail why I left because I hate bringing up that story. So then we got Celine to our new barn where we were at, and we really love it there. And then, unfortunately, the day after we got there, Celine colicked, and we know exactly why. It was stress colic and gas colic, so, poor little girl. And I just spent as much time as I could with her. Both of us had something very traumatic happen before we left our other barn. And then here she is rolling because she was in pain, and we had water there and we trying to move it, but then she spilled the bucket, poor little girl, and I sat there all day with her. And then she got much better, and she started getting super happy to be there, and it was awesome because she was so happy, and she started trotting, and she actually started pulling me over to this ditch, which I don't know why, but she just loves this ditch. It was so cute, and that's my Venter. And then this bareback ride was our first ride there, and then this was our like second or third ride, I think there, maybe fourth or fifth, I don't know, but yeah, she was super good. She was a little fast, but honestly, that's what I expected. And then we did an awesome bareback ride, and then I set the jumps up in a different field because it was way more dry. It's footing. And we had a great ride, and when I moved, my EQ just like really got a lot better. I don't know why, but it does. So here she's spooked, and it was really funny because geese started swarming us, and then I had an awesome ride with my friend Breeze. It was so awesome. We did lots of galloping, and Celine was a little cray-cray. But this day, I just was not proud of my EQ. I mean, I was very proud of Celine, but not my EQ. I mean, it looks a little horrific. But then I had a nice bareback ride in the rain, and she was a little bit nuts. But then this is me spending time with my lovey. And then this was my after-school ride one of the days. It was pretty good. I did a tiny bit of jumping, and then I focused on flat work in the ring, getting her round, and all that. It was really awesome. And then I even did some no hands after. And then this was an awesome dressage ride there that I actually got recorded because I do a lot of dressage. I just don't get it on video sometimes. And then I was focused on getting her round. And if you're wondering why I do dressage in my jump saddle, it's in my dressage bottle, is because my trainer tells me to do it in my jumping bit because my dressage is just a plain snaffle, and that's a little bit harder to get around, but eventually switch over to that. So that's what I did, and she was really good. And then this was my most recent ride. We did some 2-9 oxers and some cavalettis, my homemade cross-country jump, and then a little 2-3 jump back there, but we really focused that one. We really focused on the 2-9 oxers, which she was just absolutely awesome, and I am so proud of this mare. And then this was the other day. We were playing Guess the Hand for the treat, and she got it right. And yeah, that was my riding story, and I hope you enjoyed. I forgot to add, stay tuned because I have some very exciting upcoming vlogs coming this week. Anyway, I will see you in the next video.